welcome back to the history of Amazon. In 2014, Amazon expanded their market by introducing an all-new smart speaker called the Echo with a built-in voice assistant called Alexa. Her purpose was to make your home, work, and life easier by automating certain tasks like pressing the light switch, creating to-do lists, and more. Prior to that, the concept of voice assistants wasn't unheard of. In 2011, for example, Apple introduced Siri, a voice assistant which could answer questions built into your phone. Since then, the Echo and its competitors have further developed and spread, as they're more popular now than ever. 1 in 5 Americans now have a smart speaker in their home, as nowadays there are more options than just the Echo, the Google Nest or the Apple HomePod only being a few examples. And all that leads us into Jeff Bezos' nose hair. Now, to understand how important Jeff Bezos' nose hair is for the
Did I leave the TV on again?
That voice assistant speaker thingy yesterday was interesting. Maybe I could find something similar on YouTube.
Smart speakers. That one.
There are a lot of cool gadgets to upgrade your home with, whether it be little DIY accessories or even things that can have a huge impact on your life. One of the latter things could be this. This is a smart speaker and they're pretty useful, but there are a bunch of different ones out there with different pros and cons, so which one is the best? I'm Mr. Tech Dude and we'll find out. So first of all, which smart speakers even are there? Now I could go ahead and name a bunch of obscure ones, but I think your safest bet would be to go with one of the more popular ones, as a big part of these smart speakers is the compatibility between other devices. So in this video I'll only be focusing on the Amazon Echo, the Google Nest, and the Apple HomePod. So let's compare them, shall we? Well, one of the key aspects of smart speakers is, of course, the voice recognition. But as all of them are pretty good at this point, voice recognition should work fine for the most part. It's definitely the part which has improved the most over the last few years, but more on that later. What gets more interesting though is with the compatibility, specifically with the compatibility between different devices in your home. It's probably not a surprise to hear that most smart home devices work the best with Alexa, as even after 7 years after its release, it's still the market leader sales-wise. Now that's not to say that the other ones can't compete though. It's argued, for example, that Google has largely caught up when it comes to compatibility, and even Apple, who are lacking the most in that regard, still have quite a few compatible devices. And if we're already talking about Google, let's continue, because in terms of voice assistants, it's probably regarded as the best right now. With it, you're able to have coherent conversations, whereas other voice assistants just aren't really on that same level yet. Let me give an example. I could say something like, Alexa, what's the capital of Kenya? And it'll respond with,
the capital of Kenya is Nairobi.
And then I can base my next question directly on that question, like say, Alexa, and how many people live there?
The world population today is approximately 7.9.
Now, differently to the Echo here, the Google Nest would be able to answer that correctly. Context is key here, and Google seems to admittedly be really good at it. Another thing to consider with your choice of assistant is how invested you are in the respective ecosystems. If, for example, you use Google for the most things, the Google Nest would probably be your ideal choice, as it can access the Google Calendar, the Google Home app, and the Google Chromecast. Whereas if you're heavily invested in the Apple ecosphere, you might find their offers and integrations more enticing. Now, sometimes that can also come as a disadvantage, like say only being able to listen to Apple Music with an Apple HomePod, or only being able to shop with Google Express with a Google Nest, which may be a bummer to some who prefer to use Amazon. I don't know. Who knows? I certainly don't.
You can do a lot of interesting stuff with smart speakers, but did you know that not every one of them has to be pre-built into the device? In fact, there are a range of third-party add-ons that you can even program yourself, which make your smart speaker even smarter. Amazon calls those add-ons skills, for the Nest they're called actions, and the HomePod has similar functionality as well, although they don't really go under any particular name. Amazon and Google actually have pages that list a bunch of add-ons categorized from bedroom to kitchen to shopping, all featuring a few add-ons and commands that you can use to get some kind of response or do some random thing. Basic productivity features include commands like Alexa, remind me to do the laundry, or Alexa, what's on my to-do list. The reminder feature is another example for this, because if you have bad memory, this can be a real lifesaver. For third-party add-ons, there are a few ones like Fitbit, which can access data from your fitness tracker or similar, but in general, third-party add-ons are more often used in the home integration and automation field. With automations, you can trigger multiple actions at once, through either a voice command, some event like a time, a movement sensor, or other, to for example have the light in your room turn on every time you come into the room. Automations are supported throughout all three ecosystems, even though Alexa is most known for it. Not even necessarily because the software is better, it's just the sheer amount of compatible devices. Generally, the Echo and the Nest are very similar in terms of automations. The Echo may be compatible with more stuff, but the Google Nest also has a lot of compatible devices, and you'll be hard-pressed to find something you cannot do, even if not every random device you'll find on Amazon will work for the Google Nest. The market share of the Alexa is obviously way higher than the one of the Echo or the Apple HomePod, just because of... So lately these Alexa and Google Nest thingies, those smart speakers, what they call them, have been on the rise. And you know, it's been talked about the whole home automation part of it and blah blah, but I want to focus more on the fun and games section.
Because I was surprised when I got one myself. I thought they were just like for simple questions and smart home stuff, but no, there's actually a lot of stuff that you can do with it in terms of like funny and like interesting shit.
Yeah, things like, you know, Akinator and the question of the day, or even commands like Siri, what's 0 divided by 0, or okay Google, tell me about Siri. It can be quite fun.
Honestly, it surprised me how intricate the documentation for that was. My favorite one was Alexa's Bellow the dog skill. It's not even like because the whole concept of having a dog, kind of similar to Tamagotchi, was that interesting, but this one part where Alexa just plays songs with barks instead of instruments, it's really funny. It cracks me up every time.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, yeah.
It also seems like Alexa has more of these fun features than other voice assistants, because when I tried to research for Google equivalents, it didn't really get me that much. Yeah, there was some stuff, but not the same amount as the Echo offers.
Oh yeah, and before I forget, one other thing,
Okay. What you doing? I'm just looking for a smart speaker. Oh, like a smart speaker or something. Yeah, kinda. I'm not sure if that's such a good idea, though. Okay, why? Well, I mean, privacy. Think about it. That thing can theoretically hear you at any time. Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. Here, look at that. One of my friends made a little video about it. What, like a YouTube video, or...? No, it's more like a news segment. What the fuck? Why do you just have that prepared? Exactly for situations like these. Here, let's watch it.
Hello and welcome to The Use. Are smart speakers really safe? This question is currently being discussed all around the world. Reason being the recent plug incident in which Alexa told young children to put their finger in the outlet. This controversy also shed some light regarding the privacy concerns that some folks have towards the device. Now with me here, Crazy John, standing in front of the Amazon headquarters. Thank you, Mr. Man, for the introduction. Many people have feared that they're being spied on by their Alexa. Amazon, on the other hand, claims that Alexa only records you to give you better and personalized responses, and it only does that if you say the wake word. These recordings then get stored in the cloud, although that isn't the case for all smart speakers, as the Apple HomePod, for example, works 100% locally and doesn't save anything to the cloud. Although disabling the recordings or straight up muting the device are always an option, those also come with their own downsides. In this case, those come in the form of Alexa not being able to to adapt to your speech patterns. And in addition to that, some supporters of the technology even go as far as to say that having your smartphone on you all the time is just as bad, if not even worse.
I'm not sure that buying it is such a good idea anymore.
Oh, and by the way, Alexa also has a farting skill, which can play random farts.
And purchased! Hi.
Hello, I've got a package for Leon.
Oh, thank you. I've been waiting for this forever.
I see you're getting a smart speaker.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a worth it purchase?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Well, always kind of hard to face some kind of conclusion from a video like this, as everyone has their own needs and kind of you have to take everything into account that normally you wouldn't have to.
Dude, who are you talking to and what are you even doing in my house?
God damn it, man, let me just do my thing, okay? Jesus! Anyway, for me personally, it's at least clear that the Alexa has a lot of perks, a wide range of compatible devices, and a big range of add-ons. Having said that, you probably won't be disappointed with the Google Nest either, as it's also compatible with a lot of stuff, and most importantly, has Google account support. Overall, for most people, I think the best option will be the Echo, but most or almost all people will be just as happy with the Google Nest, with only a few being able to pick out specific compatibility problems and such. And then third and therefore last is the Apple HomePod. Not because it's bad or anything, it's just that in my opinion you'd probably have a good time if you're very invested in the Apple ecosystem, but otherwise it's kind of hard to see how you'd use it with like Windows or Android and stuff. So if you're into the Apple ecosystem, maybe get the HomePod. Otherwise, I personally wouldn't recommend it. But alas, I think we all know that in terms of voice assistants, there's only one true hero. Bixby.
Get out of my room! Why is everyone so weird today?